Well, I'm sure you guys all know the term "when it rains, it pours," and that was the end of my week, basically taking up all the days off that I had to record. So this is going to be an update series on what I hope can happen next week, and also what happened this week that made it fall apart. So fortunately, the misses for this week were actually not due to my laziness or not wanting to make a video. Thank God I actually got, like, you know, some stuff done. Unfortunately, it was all maintenance. So if you guys follow me on Twitter or Instagram, or if you guys just check the community page for my YouTube channel, you'll see that I was posting, well, the first thing I posted on Instagram and Twitter was that I was getting a new chair, which is this guy here. I got the stereotypical gamer streaming, you know, race car chair. But I see why they like these chairs. Holy crap, they're comfortable. There's like a lumbar support thing here. The seats are super cushy. This is a great chair. I like it because my other one that I've been using forever, I was sitting in it and I thought that I was sitting on my wallet because my butt was going numb, and then sure enough, nope, it was literally the seat. It was this mesh seat which was rated for, like, oh, it stays cool and it's super supportive and all that, and yeah, the left side completely blew out and just sagged down to the point where, like, I couldn't sit in it without, like, having my back, like, all contorted, so I went and had to buy a new chair. So that was the second thing to happen, because I was working on something else, and then I realized that the chair had blown out, and I literally just stopped everything I was doing, went out, and got another chair. Like, I was not gonna tolerate that chair for another day, because it was starting to hurt my back. Like, literally, my recording sessions were down to record everything that I needed to, get up, walk away, come back, edit, and then get up and go do something else. So it was literally, like, affecting my workflow. And I just realized my camera is picking up my mic right there in the corner. And I'm still adjusting this to figure out where, like, the best positioning is for the framing. I'm looking at my screen over there to see. Anyway, so yeah, I replaced the chair, so that was money I didn't want to spend. But I had to so that I could keep making videos. On the topic of videos, this is the fun part that I posted everywhere. So the way my setup works is I have one massive 10 terabyte hard drive that all of my current projects, as well as a couple of older projects, go on. And that's just, they stay there until they are about, not quite a year old, usually about 8 months in. I will try to back that drive up to a large secondary drive. And that secondary drive is just going to be an archive. It just load the footage, it stays there. And, like, I feel like I'm fairly smart on that kind of stuff. Like, I know how to properly do backups. I make sure all my stuff is kept well backed up and things like that. But it had been a little while since I had actually done any backups with my channel. It was quite a while. So I went to get the drive that I use. It was some Western Digital MyBook 8 terabyte thing. Yes, I know 8 terabytes and 10 terabytes is not I'm gonna run out of space eventually, but ideally I'm not moving every asset over. I'm just moving over my finished projects. I'm not moving over all the original footage, just the finished projects, so I should have a bit more time working with that drive. But when I plugged it in, it kicked up for a split second on my desktop and then told me that it was not valid, and it kicked it away and said it was ejected improperly. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. And so I use a Mac, so a lot of my videos and a lot of my file management are all done here on a Mac. And it's not the first time I've dealt with some weirdness with Macs being plugged in. Like, it's kind of weird, like, the way they force you to eject things. If you unplug things, they yell at you. So I figured, okay, the cable's bad, whatever. So I plug it back in, didn't work. Plug it into another port, still didn't work. I tried my USB 3 weird thing to USB-C, still didn't work. So now I'm starting to freak out because this drive literally has every reaction video that I've done from the start of my channel. And so I'm wondering now what happened. So I take the drive, I unplug it, I reboot my entire Mac into recovery mode, I plug in the drive, I open up a disk utility manager, I take a look. It's showing up, like, it knows the hardware is there, but it's not doing anything with it. So now I'm kind of wondering why is it freaking out? Does it just not want to work with it? What's it doing? And I run a first aid off of it, which is like a sort of data recovery or data analysis algorithm, and it ran it, and it said the drive was corrupted. And my heart sank because I literally thought I lost pretty much every video that hasn't been worked on in the past year. So that's 3 years of work gone. And I was about to, like, I was fully prepped to be just devastated that I lost everything. So, Tuesday, my last day at work before I got a day off, was spent researching and checking and trying to find any way to fix this, anything that would be known. And of course, the drive I look up, sure enough, one of the main articles was, don't let this drive sit for too long without powering it on, or it could cause issues. Of course, it's been sitting for almost a year now, so I did exactly what they said not to do, which was to not let it sit, and it was sitting. So there was that, which was not good. So I do all that research. Wednesday rolls around. Wednesday's my day off. Wednesday's the first day that I do a bunch of recording. So I sit down and very hurriedly, or as hurriedly as you can, watching a 25-minute show, recorded Fairy Tail, edited it, and posted it just to get it out of the way. And then immediately ran back out. This was the same, around the same time that I started realizing my chair was being a pain in my back, literally, or a pain in my butt, literally. I went and bought another hard drive. And I was just kind of hoping that maybe I could just transfer footage over. Maybe it's just being weird. I have a dedicated PC downstairs that's just for media and just for footage. So maybe I can just run it off that. Well, sure enough, I plug it into the PC, nothing happens, and now I have another drive and nothing. So I'm ready to just pull my hair out, all of it. So what I do is I message one of my former bosses, somebody who I have a great amount of respect for. He's a huge, not just Mac guy, but PC guy. Not so much PC guy. He's a huge Mac guy. He's a huge tech guy. He knows a lot of things about different ways of recovering data. I mean, he does server management for a college, for God's sake. So he got back to me really quick and recommended a program. I bought this program for $90 and ran it, and it did exactly what it was supposed to. It forced, or not forced, but rather fixed the drive up enough that I could run it, it would show up on my PC, and I could start copying things off. So, in that time frame from Wednesday to Thursday was the evening, basically doing all this research, getting drives, getting everything fixed. All of that was done on Wednesday. Thursday was the day that the drive was finally showing up. So we basically took an entire day to record Fairy Tail and then just do a ton of work trying to get this drive fixed. Then Thursday rolls around, the drive's showing up properly, it seems to be working, so I'm copying things off onto the drive. And so those things are moving, those things are happily transferring, it seems like everything's working fine. There's a few hiccups and the drive is running horribly slow, so I'm basically sitting there, like, monitoring this stupid thing. But then, at a certain point, I realized that monitoring it isn't really going to do much because it seems to still be working, it seems to still be, acting okay. So that was the point where I went upstairs to work on something else, realized that I could not really take any more of my chair, so I went to Staples, which is the only place around here that actually has chairs that I can buy immediately. Even Best Buy doesn't have, like, chairs in store anymore, so I couldn't get one there. So I got a chair, and while I was there, I bought a second 8TB drive. And the reason for that is because once everything was done with my data recovery, which still isn't done, it's literally still going right now, but once everything's done with my data recovery on moving it from the dying drive to a good drive, I am literally going to take everything that I just copied, which is about 3.5 terabytes of storage. So roughly 3,500 gigabytes worth of content and footage and all this media. And I'm going to take it and also copy it to the other 8TB drive. So that way I literally have 2 full backups of my entire library of footage and video and everything that I've done. Which maybe someday I'll actually post to YouTube. That was a straight up troll for anybody who's wondering, he's got all the footage, why hasn't he posted it? Maybe I'll post it someday, but I'm not very keen on spending the time to upload 3.5 terabytes worth of footage back onto my YouTube channel, especially the ones that got my channel taken down. So with all that said and done, I have a new plan for how I'm going to be backing things up for my videos and for my content for my channel. I have a new method that I'm going to back those up with, which I'm going to actually probably make a tech video out of, but essentially I'm going to have one PC downstairs solely dedicated to storage and media management, that I will take my hard drive up here, the 10 terabyte one. It's in like a little drive toaster, so I can take it out whenever I want. I will take that out, go downstairs, plug it into another toaster I'll have on that PC, and move everything over. But the good news is that I seemingly, at least, you know, fingers crossed that everything's going fine downstairs right now, I have successfully recovered all the footage from, or I am currently recovering all the footage from my archive drive before it dies. God, that is really satisfying to say that I'm, you know, as long as it doesn't like suddenly shut off while I'm talking about this, I have recovered everything from that drive. The moral of the story is make sure that you back up your files regularly, and also make sure that you have some sort of redundancy, and also make sure you don't buy a drive that dies if you leave it sit for too long. The Western Digital MyBook is a drive that I will never recommend again. I've had better luck with things like Seagate, even though everybody says Seagate is a very unreliable drive type. I have had nothing but luck with Seagate. I've even had better luck with things like the My Passports. Like, literally, most of my drives are either Easy Store or My Passport drives. And, like, this one literally sat and ran on my Xbox. It's a Mac. It's one for Mac, and I had it running my Xbox for, like, 3 years, and it's been fine. Now it's my quick transfer drive. So it's like, I've had good luck with Western Digital in the past. This one drive that I got, just don't let it sit for too long and it'll die. So that's my horror story with the sort of unintentionally horrifying moment of realizing that, oh my god, I haven't backed these up properly. But I've fixed everything, so that's my horror and triumph story of thinking I was going to lose all my data because the drive died. Thank you so much to my friend. He's probably, I don't know if he's even watching this, but my former boss. Huge thanks for recommending. It's a program called SpinRite. If you guys need anything, I'm not sponsored by that, but if you guys ever have any drive recovery issues or any drive failing issues and you want to recover something, that is probably the best DIY recovery software I have ever used. So that's my endorsement there without actually being sponsored by them. Anyway, getting into next week, because this week was kind of shot, unfortunately. I don't know what I'm going to do on Tuesday. I'm going to just put that out here right now. I have no idea what I'm going to do for Tuesday. I haven't had a chance to plan anything out for Tuesday. Funny Friday is going to be delayed because the footage that I needed for Funny Friday was in the middle of being transferred. Still is currently being transferred. So Funny Friday is not going to happen today. It's just the update today. Monday, I actually have a video idea, and assuming that I can actually get the time to sit and make it, I'm going to be making a top 5 video, which I haven't done in a while, but I'm going to be making a top 5 video of something that I think a lot of people have been wondering about, my sort of judgment of what is a good anime. I've been asked that a couple times, so I'm going to be making a video about that. Like I said, Tuesday, I have no idea what's going to happen. We'll see when we get there. Wednesday is going to be pretty easy. It's Fairy Tail. Thursday is going to be sort of a tech review. I'm going back to cameras, and it's not really a technologically advanced camera. It's actually a very stupid basic camera, but it's one of the most artsy cameras I've ever shot with, so I'm going to cover that. And Funny Friday. Funny Friday will be back on, well, next Friday. So, yeah, that's pretty much the plan. So, back up your drives, everybody. Monday is a video that I'm planning to work on I've been planning to work on for a while now. Don't Know Tuesday, Fairy Tail Wednesday, Thursday tech video, and finally Funny Friday. And that's it. So thank you guys for sitting through my horror story of what happens if you don't actually properly back up your drive and then let a drive that was never meant to sit for a long time, and the plans for next week. Anyway, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment letting me know what you guys think. Have you guys ever had a horrifying moment of thinking you might have lost everything drive-related? Let me know in the comments, and otherwise, we have crossed 33,000 subscribers. I almost forgot to mention that. 33,000 subs you guys have helped me pass. Thank you so much. You guys are incredible, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to be there, and have a good one.